Ramtech PC Solutions. I wanted to take a minute to bring some friends together and kind of talk about what it means to get back to business. What does the industry look like for you guys, and how has the pandemic changed that, right? So for us as an IT company, we support a lot of small businesses, medium-sized businesses as well. And one of the things we found was we had to make sure that our support model fit a remote workforce and made sure that was turnkey. So that's kind of some of the things that we want to talk to you guys about today, and just get some information from you guys as in the field and doing the different industry and sharing some different perspectives on that. So for us, we learned that we had to quickly transition our customers to working remotely. A lot of our customers have that capability built into the solution set that we provide. They just never really utilized it. So we got an influx of calls because of that. Everybody's choosing to, work from home all at the same time. So we went from about, 400 calls a day up to about 600 calls a day in that fashion, just because, people weren't used to it. The flip side of that fence too is security. Within the four walls of the office, we can keep them secure. We got firewalls and switches and rules and alerts and all of that. But what we learned is we had to really put together a checklist to help people stay secure while they're at home. And I'm talking about cybersecurity as well. Charter might have installed a router for them, or ATT might have installed a router for them, but we don't know the security behind it. They could be their neighbors sharing Wi-Fi with them. We don't know. And if they're working on your company data, that's your data that's passing, through their channel back to your office or back to your cloud. So those are some of the things we kind of took into consideration. We actually worked with our marketing team. We created I want to say it's an 18-point checklist that we'll put in the video as well for anybody that's watching, so they can grab that information. But that's some of the things we learned, is how this pandemic has changed our industry. Now, Wade, I know you've had some different experience as well with working from home and trying to support some CPA clients. So Wade, I'm gonna let you take the floor and talk about the CPA and accounting side of that fence and what that looks like for supporting your clients and getting folks back to work.
Thanks, Morrelle. I know you've been a big part of kind of helping us get a lot of that remote workforce in place. We've actually been working with our clients for many years remotely, and I've experienced a lot of new things during this pandemic. I've sold people over a Zoom call like this that I've never actually met in person. It's a different world right now, and there's one of the things that we were seeing is that like a lot of our base is construction, and we've had for years, we've tried to educate people about how we can do things like, remotely, like bookkeeping and things like that, a lot of guys that are so anti-technology never have figured out that, yes, we can do a lot of these things and probably do them better remotely than you hiring somebody in-house to do that doesn't specialize in it, as a team.
Right.
And again, working remotely, I've seen how well my team works, and they jump right in, and if somebody's tied up doing something else, it's been amazing. But some of the other things that we've seen, like the paycheck protection programs, and we got bombarded and we had to learn that stuff really quickly. But what really made me think about this, because I came through 2008 with a lot of my clients, and with the recession there, it was really tough on people, and I thought some people had learned some lessons. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't survive the 2008, but I think back to, there was a study done by the SBA several years long before this that looked at small businesses under the way they define small businesses is under 25 million in revenue. So that's a chunk of people as far as like businesses out there. But what they found was that people think about individuals living paycheck to paycheck. But based on this study, 83% of small businesses under 25 million a year are essentially living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And it's, nobody planned on this to happen, but, it's a dramatic wake-up call, if no other word for it, that, a lot of business owners do well to take anything, profit-wise at home. At the end of the year, they do well to have money in the bank to pay their taxes. And, I've actually been a, profit first professional for a little over a year now. Reading the book, Profit First by Mike McCallowitz is, almost 30 years of working with people in public accounting. I tell people, don't worry about, running your business by your bank account, but people do it anyway. And what it's taught me is, like, there are simple ways that you can put money aside, make sure you've got profit at the end of the day, and you've got taxes put aside. And I was so glad I did this about a year ago, because I still had cash in the bank. And so what I'd like people to really think about is, if they're listening to this, if they're a business owner, worry about building a healthy company that can survive, at least a couple of months on their own. Yeah. More so than worrying so much about paying a little bit in taxes. So, I know we don't want anybody to pay any more than we have to, but at the end of the day, if you build a healthy company, nobody wants to pay taxes, but you shouldn't mind paying a little bit, because that hopefully means you took something home at the end of the year. But there's a lot of things that are going on like that. It's been ups and downs for business, and I know James and I have talked about several things, like, the things that have impacted businesses that I've never even thought of from the insurance world. James Chapman over at Chapman Insurance there. I'm just kind of like turn it over to you, and some of the things we talked about, I know, on business side.
Yeah, James Chapman, Chapman Insurance Group. We are a full service agency, represent several carriers. We specialize in risk analysis for commercial and personal lines. Just segueing into that, I implemented Profit First into my business, and it has been tremendous.
Yeah, same here. I agree. Same thing.
Yeah, it's made a really big difference. It gets you in tune. It doesn't make you more money, right? But it gets you in tune. I very much live by the adage Wade has said many times. You don't measure it, or you don't track it. You can't measure it. You can't measure it. You can't change it. Grow it. Whatever you need to do with it. And man, I absolutely believe in that. So, one of the things that I think there's two sides of it. Like I said, we specialize in personal lines and commercial lines. As far as commercial lines or business owners, a lot of the carriers have made some adjustments to try to help during the situation. For example, extending endorsements that aren't normally there, like allowing delivery. If you're a restaurant and you're trying to deliver food, allowing some endorsements to provide coverage. There's standard endorsements that can be there anyways, but they really relax some of their guidelines to try to help. So if you're doing stuff that's outside of your normal business operations, which hopefully you are, that's one of the silver linings to this. It's made people think about business differently.
I was box thinking, right?
Yeah, man. I was bragging about this. I got some of this hand sanitizer. Number one, I ordered food from a restaurant down the street to pick up curbside, and on their menu, it had hand sanitizer. I've been needing to get some. Paid them $8 for this. They probably made a decent profit off of it, right? So, it's a restaurant and they got a whole supply of this and they're selling it. That's really, really smart. Secondly, this is made by a brewing company. It smells like straight tequila. All right. It smells like straight tequila. I think they're onto something. How many dudes want hand sanitizer that smells like straight tequila? Yeah. Sign me up. Right. So, but a lot of people are getting clever right now. Just make sure get with your agent, man. They are ready to help you. Your CPA is ready to help you. Your IT guy is ready to help you. Your insurance agent is ready to help you. They want to advise you if they're a good agency. But to that, if your payroll is down, if your gross sales are down, also have that conversation with your agent, because your general liability, your workers' comp is based off of those numbers. So take a minute, analyze the data, and then get with your agent, because you may be able to go ahead and reduce your costs for this year instead of waiting until the end of the year to see a difference in premium. Great way to do it. As far as personal lines, not a lot of changes there, but I recommend if your carrier that you work with has where you can plug in or do the app where it's a telematics device. So it's basically usage-based insurance. There's some tremendous discounts. I mean, my number one carrier nationwide gives up to a max of 40% discount based off of driving habits. Well, if you're working remote and not putting miles on your vehicle, great time to sign up for one of those programs and get a really good jump start and help with that discount. A lot of carriers, once you do the program, you don't permanently keep it in your vehicle. They finalize a discount and you're done. It's a permanent discount.
So that telematics thing is the thing that plugs into your car?
Yeah, some plug it into your car, some use it through an app.
Okay.
Different carriers do it different ways. So there's a lot of companies doing it. Not every company does, but a lot of companies doing it. So, just going back to this though, a couple of things I've personally learned as a business owner, just great little nuggets I would like to share is, number one, I found out how great of a tool Zoom is for training my people.
Right.
Almost all of us, if your crew works remote, they probably work with a phone to their ear and staring at a screen. Why would you not train based that way? Get on a Zoom call with them. I don't care if they're in the office next to you. They're now staring at a screen. They either have a mic to their ear or they got earbuds in, whatever. It puts it in that situation and you work through the same screen. You see every movement. It's not you looking over their shoulder, breathing on their neck, right?
We can't do that with social distancing now.
Yeah, man. It's a great way to train even after this is over.
Right.
That's something I've learned. Also, something I've learned is I wasn't tracking certain things properly, so I couldn't measure them, so I can't control them. This thing has changed. Like, I'm hopefully never again in the life of my business going to see this happen again, right? Hopefully none of us will. There is just priceless data that could be coming to you if you were tracking things that you would find out about your business. And I'm not going to get them because I didn't have the stuff in place. Let's be real. Every company lives off of sales. My sales are down, but I don't know if my buying ratios are down. My buying ratios may be up. I don't know because I'm not tracking it properly. So one of my biggest goals is I am planning out how I'm going to track in the future. So no matter if it's good times or bad times, I have real data to base my company off of. You don't pay bills with fake money. You got real money. You need real data. So anyways, those are my nuggets for the day. If we can be of assistance to you, I would love to help in any way I can. You can reach out to us through social media, call us, look us up, Google us, let us know what we can do for you.
Google us.
Yeah, great points, James.
Yeah,
Thanks.
for real. All right. Well, I didn't want to keep the audience too long. So I just want to mention, if you guys have questions, IT related questions, you can find us on ramtechpcs.com. We're also on all the social media platforms. If you Google Ramtech, we will most likely come up until you are getting tired of seeing us. I will drop a link to the checklist for this video as well. And if you want to schedule a Zoom call with me to learn more about your IT and how we can be of service, don't forget to do that as well. My name is Morrelle McCrary. I'm with Ramtech. We make IT simple. And Wade, I'm going to let you close it out with any nuggets you want to share with the audience.
Well, just to piggyback real quick off of what James said, absolutely love that. What you can measure, what you can manage, and what you can manage, you can control. And too often during times like this, it's just, you feel like you're out of control. And, you got to work on the things that you can control. And, I hope everybody else is staying safe and things are going well. So
yeah, definitely stay safe.
But Wade Carpenter with Carpenter Company CPAs, where we aren't your average bean counters.
Right.
Love it. Thanks for
all right,
having
guys.
me on,
Well, I
Morrelle.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of you. It's definitely been a pleasure.
Hey, can I ask for a favor?
Sure, man.
Hey, if somebody watches this and they like it, let Morrelle know. Maybe he'll have me back on.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks for having me.